Hello and welcome to the Codex Prime podcast. We are on episode 105 and it is Tuesday, January 16, 2018. And I am your host, Victor Omoyo. And with me as always is my co-host and social media chair, Carl Bird.
What's up, everybody?
Yes, indeed. This is our second episode of the new year. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. And we got a few nerd stuff to talk about. We're going to be talking about some things we're looking forward to this year, whether it's movies, video games, books, other things that we're looking forward to coming out in the 2K18. We're going to get into that later on, as well as the usual news and headlines and stuff we've been up to. We might throw a little bit of football talk in there. Speaking of, how are the Dallas Cowboys doing? Oh, too soon.
You're the worst. You're the worst. All right.
Now, have they decided on which two teams are making it to the Football Kingdom 58?
What? Why do you act like it's called the Super Bowl?
Yeah, that's what I said, right? Football Fest, whatever it's called.
Okay. Now you're just acting. But nah, we're down to the last four.
Okay. And among those last four, are the Patriots among them?
Yeah.
Gross. Well, I just hope that they don't make it.
How about those Cowboys, Kyle? They're in the same predicament as your Panthers.
Oh, them's fighting words.
He started it.
Oh, well. Well, I just hope that that Brady's
help is on the way.
Indeed. Help for who?
For us.
How so? You guys are deleted.
The draft coming up.
Okay. Draft. Okay.
Draft. We're getting some new coaching staff, so help is on the way.
Okay. All right. So maybe you guys will make it next year.
Yep.
I mean, well, then again, I don't know if we can invent a time machine, but we'll find out. Yeah. So just as long as the Patriots don't make it, then we'll be fine. But yeah.
Here you go, getting them started again.
Well,
you enjoy it, don't you?
Oh, trolling Patriots fans?
Yeah.
I kind of do. I mean, because like their love for Tom Brady and all things Belichick is irrational. And when you think about it, we've talked about how controversial the Pats are, and how many of their championships are ill-gotten. With Deflategate, Spygate, Tuckgate. And I didn't know, I mean, not being a football fan, I didn't know that you can actually change the rules in the middle of a game. You can actually transform a catch into a fumble magically.
Dude,
I didn't know you could do that.
They still don't, the NFL still doesn't know like what a catch is or not.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, I've never heard of that phenomenon before. Like, I don't know of any other team in the NFL that can get away with changing the rules in the middle of a game, but apparently the Patriots may have I don't know, maybe they have blackmail or dirt on some other franchises. I don't know. But yes, Kyle, I do have hair this time. I've been growing it out during the winter break, during our 2-week hiatus, and I've been too lazy to shave.
I don't know how you could do that. I'm in desperate need of a haircut right now. I do not like it going. I do not like my hair growing this far.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna shave it all off, like maybe by this weekend, but I don't know. But I was thinking of rocking a new look, maybe like shave my head and keep the beard.
I mean, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, this is something new. I call it the Uncle Phil look. But
Uncle Phil wasn't completely bald though.
Oh no, that's right.
No, he had the whole horseshoe thing going. So
if
you want to do that, then
oh yeah, no,
my guess.
Oh no, I'm good. But yeah, we'll see what goes on in Football Slam. But yeah. But yeah, Carl, let's talk to the people. Talk to the good people of the Codex Nation. What have you been up to this past week?
Codex Nation, I like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna write that down.
He really is writing it down, by the way. He's not even playing. Living Single is on Hulu.
Yes.
I've been having the time of my life watching that, even though I probably only watched the first but
First episode.
yeah, like the first few episodes.
You know what's funny? Like the first few episodes, like they used the same set on Family Matters. Yeah.
Really, the first episode?
Yeah. Like watch the first episode. Like it's the same set, the same house set from the Family Matters living room.
Yeah, you know what? It is.
Yeah. You know, like with a slightly different paint job.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what threw me off.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow. But I mean, Living Single was such a good show, and now that I'm older, I can understand the jokes more.
Yep. Yes.
But I will have to say this though, Regine was lust, but Sinclair was wifey.
Oh yes, yes she was. I used to have a mad crush on Sinclair.
I did too.
James. Yeah.
I did too, and then it's like, yo, Overton and Sinclair was probably one of the most unappreciated black couples, like ever.
Oh yeah.
Like everybody, you know, they get Martin and Gina, what is it? Cliff and Claire, Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv, you know, like all those couples, but you never really hear about Overton and Sinclair.
Yeah, and that's too bad because they were such an adorable couple.
They were, because they were both like naive, kind of dunce, but it's like they still had that great chemistry together.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. And I wouldn't go so far as to call them dunces. They were more like wholesome, more like more like homespun.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then not to mention, I'm watching T.C. Carson, playing Kyle, and I'm just like, you're no longer Kyle.
Yeah.
You're Kratos.
Yep, Kratos from God of War.
Yeah, that's what you are. And you said he's not doing the voice of Kratos in this new one coming out?
Right. It's a new actor. I think his name is Christopher Judge, I believe.
D-Mob from Def Jam Vendetta.
Yeah, and Fight for New York. Yeah, he was also on Stargate SG-1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I still gotta put a face with the voice and all that.
Yeah.
Let me see what else. I've been continuing my MCU week, the week by week with The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton.
Yep. Okay.
It was good.
Yeah, I've only watched that movie once in theaters. Does it still hold up?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
But it's like it helps keep the story along. It's still in the beginning. It was the beginning stages, so now I got to try to find Iron Man 2. Mm-hmm. But I was kind of upset that I didn't have a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Small detail, but it didn't. But then also, like, you can watch the battle between the Hulk and the Abomination in Harlem, which you later learn that Ben Urich wrote an article about in Daredevil season 1.
Oh wow!
It's actually if you actually go back and if you actually watch Daredevil season 1, you can see his you can see like some of the articles that he's written.
Yeah.
And, one of them was the Battle in New York, or what they call in the Netflix series, The Incident.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can also see that he had an article written about that battle in Harlem between the Hulk and the Abomination.
Oh, okay. Oh, right on. That's a nice attention to detail.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta love the meat sack. So, I'm, so that's why I just finished. Kind of took me all week to watch that. Crazy week. And then today I downloaded the original Streets of Rage game for iOS.
Nice.
Same game, but my only beef with it is like, okay, your finger kind of slips off because your hand gets a little sweaty because you're playing it. So when you're trying to control the guy, like everything's on, obviously everything is on a screen.
Yeah. So
your hands kind of get all sweaty and your hand kind of slips. Mm-hmm. So it kind of gets hard, and then you end up losing lives and all that and whatever. And then in between stages, you have ads.
Yeah.
You can pay for an ad-free experience, but nobody pays for it.
No.
Nobody spends money on like apps and everything. Like they'll buy $100, like $200 pair of Jordans, but yet they'll look at an app that costs like $2, and they're like, hell no.
Yeah. Why would you do that? Yeah.
Exactly. So and it's like, micro transitions and
Transactions.
transactions. I
Yeah.
said transitions. What the hell's going on with me?
Microtransactions, man. They're the bane of gaming existence nowadays.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, if you're a retro gamer, get it.
Word.
Still fun, but play it out. Play it when you're connected to Wi-Fi
Okay.
instead of playing it. Waste your day and waste your data. So
Indeed.
but that's it on my end.
Okay.
Oh, and I just picked up Saga Volume 8, so I'm really
Nice.
looking for and the Return of the Dark Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
So I'm really looking forward to reading those.
That's what's up.
So and all that. I'm still playing my Horizon Zero Dawn and going crazy. At this one section, I really just forgot the name of it. And I just told you about it before.
Yeah, it was like
City of the Sun.
City of the Sun.
City of the Sun. Yeah, I'm freaking going crazy.
Yeah. That section is actually kind of tough. Like I said, stock up on. You can actually leave that area. Stock up on fire arrows. Stock up on explosive arrows, and that'll help you out a great deal.
Thank you.
Yep. Absolutely. So, anything else?
Nah, that's pretty much it. How about you?
Oh, well, as for me, this being Tuesday, Tuesday is when you see all the newest Blu-ray releases. So I went to Best Buy, and fortunately, I got the last remaining steelbook copy
Oh, Jesus.
of,
Go ahead.
of Blade Runner 2049, my number one favorite film of 2017. And I went to Best Buy in Seekonk, and to my luck, they had the last remaining copy on their shelf. And this is a phenomenal film. I've talked about it at length on this podcast. I can't wait to luxuriate in its visual splendor one more time. Yeah.
Luxuriate.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it's a sumptuous visual feast right here.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna leave that right there. Oh yes. It's my baby. But
You had to get the fanciest of packaging
oh, of course. I mean, like
in one shot.
absolutely.
Because you would buy the regular DVD.
Well, no.
And then if you just happen to get your hands on a steelbook, you would still get that.
Yeah, I mean, I've done that. I've done that for like 3 other movies.
You've done that plenty of times.
Just 3. Let me see. I did it for the Deadpool.
And I have your regular Blu-ray copy of
Yep.
Deadpool.
The Martian,
I have your regular copy of The Martian.
and The Revenant.
I have your regular copy of The Martian.
There you go. There you go. I was tempted to get the steelbook of Get Out when they had it, but I'm like, nah, I'm good. Yeah.
I'm sure it probably has more like, probably would have answered all your Easter eggs.
Nah, it's the exact same copy as like the regular edition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just a fancier package. But yeah, you know what? I will say that with Best Buy, I'm gonna have to start pre-ordering their steelbooks from now on, because like they always have like a shortage of some hot popular releases. Like for example, last week was It. They released It, and the steelbook edition was completely gone. So
Did you plan on getting that?
I was kind of like ambivalent on it. I mean, because I like the movie, but I'll probably wait for Chapter 2 to come out, and then wait to get like the 2-in-1 like package. You know, because I want to see how they resolve it in Chapter 2 and when it comes out like 2019 or so. But yeah, that's what I got right there. Blade Runner 2049. I also watched a few movies this past weekend. 3 movies, in fact. 2 in the theaters, 1 on Netflix.
All right.
One movie that I did check out last Friday was Taraji P. Henson's latest movie, Proud Mary.
Okay, yeah. How was that?
Proud Mary, it has elements that makes me want to like it more than I did, but at the end, I thought it was half-baked. I thought it was a half-baked movie. It's not completely terrible, but I thought that the movie could have used a lot more development, because like the elements of a good movie are there. Like, for example, Taraji P. Henson, she was great as the main character. Like, she's a total badass. Like she hits headshots like John Wick does. Like, she's like going around like laying waste to dudes like left and right like it's nothing. And she can rock an action scene like nobody's business. So on that wise, I would love to see Taraji P. Henson in more action films. But the story itself was kind of, It was kind of like, half baked. I think I thought like it's basically like her. She takes in this young boy who turns out to be a complete shithead, and like because like in the beginning of the film, she assassinates this one dude, the boy's father. Just strolls up into his kitchen and is like, he's on a phone, and she's like, oh wait, don't answer that. Phew, headshot.
She did that?
Yeah, she did that.
Nice.
And then the kid, fast forward to like a year later, the kid like he's like underneath the thumb of some local crime boss in Boston, and he's like running drugs for the guy, and then like he escapes, and then he's beaten down, left for dead. So Taraji P. Henson's character Mary takes him in, and like this, they develop a bond, even though like the kid's a total shithead for most of the film. He's like very obnoxious.
How old is the kid?
I think he's like 13, 14.
Oh, okay. That's pretty shit. That's shithead age.
Yeah. It was. I mean, I thought, like I said, like the climactic action scene at the end was halfway decent. I thought the movie. It's basically a completely standard boilerplate and predictable crime drama. Mm-hmm. So there's no real surprises. Mm-hmm. This is definitely the definition of a Netflix movie or a Redbox movie. Like just rent it if you have nothing else to do, and then forget about it like 30 minutes later. But like I said, it's not worth seeing in theaters. But if you were to catch it on Netflix, there are worse ways to spend a lazy weekend.
Now, would you say like, hey, you're just out and about and be like, oh, let's just catch a movie. Oh, let's go see Proud Mary.
I'd say like that's fine if you go in the daytime. Like I wouldn't spend like evening prices for like $12.50. No, but like go on like a Tuesday, bargain Tuesday. Yeah, save a little bit of money. Like why not? Okay. Then you go out to eat afterwards.
All right.
Yeah. Also, it was cool seeing Danny Glover in a movie playing a villain. So
he was in there.
Yeah, he plays the main.
Playing a villain.
Yeah, he plays like the main villain who's trying to keep Proud Mary down. Underneath his thrall's like, oh, you can never leave the family.
Was he too old for that shit?
It would have been funny if he cracked a line like that, but he kind of played it straight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Billy Brown plays his son. He's in the show How to Get Away with Murder.
All right.
And watching him in that movie, it kind of reminded me that I need to get back to watch the third season, because I watched the first 2 seasons of that show. It's a really good show, by the way. I gotta get back on that horse.
So I've heard.
Yeah, so thankfully it's on Hulu.
Kyle just said he's watching The Gifted. I want to get back into watching that too, because I know the first season is done.
Yeah, I heard The Gifted is good. I'm gonna have to check that out. So yeah, I watched that. I also watched an excellent movie in theaters. It just came out in Rhode Island. It's called The Post, and The Post is Steven Spielberg's latest film. It stars Meryl Streep, Tom Hanks, Bob Odenkirk, Bruce Greenwood, Sarah Paulson, Jesse Plemons. And this movie, it's a true story about the expose of the Pentagon Papers in the early 70s. It's about the Washington Post and their attempts to publish the Pentagon Papers, which exposed the Nixon administration's
the whole Watergate scandal.
Not the Watergate scandal. Exposed the Vietnam War and like not only the Nixon administration but past administrations as well, and that basically like past presidents have lied to the American public that, oh, we're winning Vietnam, and the reality was like we weren't. We were just sending young men to die for nothing, really. And so the Pentagon Papers exposed that. And so the movie, Tom Hanks, he plays Ben Bradley, who's one of the head reporters of the Washington Post.
Oh, okay. I think I came across the trailer for that.
Yep. And Meryl Streep plays Kay Graham, who's like the owner of the newspaper, and the film was excellent. This was a excellent journalistic true life story. Great performances all around. I really liked it. It was dialogue driven, but it was shot very well by Steven Spielberg's longtime cinematographer Janusz Kaminski. And so it nails that early 70s period down pat. It's a very timely movie because like it shows like the hard work of that journalists do to get the truth out, to speak truth to power. Unlike orange fuck faces who talk about fake news media. You know what? Let me tell you something right now. No, hold on.
Really
let me tell you something right now because real journalists, as the Post shows, real journalists bust their ass to expose the truth, to get the truth out there to the public, to to tell us what we need to know. Fake news does not constitute stories that you don't like or stories that, portray you in a bad light, however accurately it may be. So for certain people out there trying to discredit journalists, legitimate journalists, trying to discredit people who are trying to legitimately put the news out there, y'all can go fuck yourselves. All right? Because real journalists are here to stay. You cannot, the truth shall set you free. You cannot squelch the First Amendment. You cannot squelch the power of the press. Power to the people. Stay woke, y'all. So yeah.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done. So yeah.
I hate politics so much. I really do.
So yeah, The Post, like I said, it's an excellent film. Steven Spielberg's latest film. It's actually a film that he actually completed during the post-production of Ready Player One, which comes out in March. So
I really need to finish that book, and I've been bringing it to work. Be like, all right, I'm gonna at least try to get a chapter a day, and nope, it's not happening.
I mean, you can watch the movie. I mean, the book. I mean, you know how I feel about the book.
Yeah,
so.
I definitely do, but I just like heard Nick Retrieve like, word, he gave you the film.
Right on.
And but it's like it's still good to like just say, hey, I read the book, and you can always have that comparison between the book and the movie.
Oh yeah, right on. Yeah. So I highly recommend checking out The Post. It's an excellent film. Great performances, great writing, great directing by Steven Spielberg. Definitely one of his best. Like I said, a very timely film. Check it out.
What would you say is what is your favorite Steven Spielberg film?
Ooh, that's a great question. Favorite Steven Spielberg? Oh man, like you can make the case for so many. If I had to pick a favorite, there's Raiders of the Lost Ark. Mm-hmm. There's Jaws, The Color Purple.
E.T.
E.T. Damn.
I would probably say E.T. is my favorite one. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. He did that one, right?
Yeah, he did. Favorite Spielberg film? I'll probably go with Saving Private Ryan, or Schindler's List.
Schindler's List was good.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yep. Oh, and of course Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The Lost World, not so much. But yeah.
Did he do part 3?
No, he didn't do part 3. That was Joe Johnston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, check out The Post. And last movie I watched, real quick recommendation. It is on Netflix. It's a movie that came out in 2015. It's called Turbo Kid.
You're like grinning ear to ear about that one. You're looking at me like, am I supposed to?
Yo, Turbo Kid is a really cool movie. It's directed by it's this post-apocalyptic science fiction story. It's basically where the world ended in the 1980s. So there's like a whole bunch of like 80s leftover culture and down to the soundtrack, which is like synthesizer heavy. Mm-hmm. And it's directed by 3 filmmakers, Francois Simard, Anouk Wissel, and Joanne Carl Wissel. And the film follows the adventures of the kid who calls himself Turbo Kid, who's named after this comic book character. All right. And he's living in the wastelands. He's living by himself, and it takes place in the post-apocalyptic future of 1997. And basically like the world ended in the 80s, and that's where we're at.
Okay.
And so he teams up with this mysterious girl named Apple, who he runs into in the wastelands, and they're trying to defeat the.
I like how you said that, by the way. The post-apocalyptic world of 1997.
Yeah, and they're trying to stop this evil wasteland warlord named Zeus, played by Michael Ironside. Michael Ironside? You've probably seen him in Starship Troopers. He was like a guy with the iron hand. He was also the voice of Sam Fisher in the Splinter Cell games. The Turbo Kid was really cool. It was gratuitously gory, though. It was gratuitously violent. Like, I didn't expect that from this film, but it was so glorious because, like, every time Turbo Kid uses, like, hand cannon, which is basically a Nintendo Power Glove repurposed, and he would blast people with his laser, enemies would explode in, like, a complete gory mass of like red pulp, and you could just hear like that watermelon sound like getting switched, like And like it's just like you see limbs flying, entrails flying, you see like heads exploding, guts flying all over the place. And this movie is just gleefully, gratuitously violent, but it's just so entertaining. And it's like a completely silly ass movie, and it was so much fun. It's a fun movie.
Okay.
A fun movie that definitely earns like an R rating. And it's on Netflix. It's one of those movies that you should definitely check out if you're in the mood for something fun, something violent, and something that's actually oddly heartwarming in its own right too.
Okay. I'm looking up Michael Ironside's filmography.
Yeah.
What I remember him as is from his very short role in Major Payne. As Alex Stone's stepfather, abusive stepfather.
Yeah, he was in that. That was him. So yeah, and Michael Ironside, he was just hilarious as the main villain. He's just a complete dick, and you could tell he's just having fun with this role. He's just relishing being the villain. And some of the stuff that he pulls off is just so heinous. It's like,
I think that like a lot of actors just enjoy being the villain more than being the antagonist.
yeah, because I think that as a villain,
Being protagonist, excuse me.
yeah, because as the antagonist or the villain, you get away with a lot more.
Yeah.
I think it's like it's the same reason why like most wrestlers enjoy being the heel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely recommend Turbo Kid. It's on Netflix. If you're in the mood for something fun, violent, and heartwarming at the same time with a cool 80s throwback synthesizer soundtrack, be all in. It's a great popcorn munching time.
Popcorn. That's something I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah,
The
man.
whole popcorn munching, vulva rubbing, yada yada yada.
Yeah. Popcorn munching, mouth breathing, masturbating, book hating, school bunking, fast foodie in.
You're adding stuff now. It wasn't all that before.
Well, I did add those things when we were reviewing the Fate of the Furious last May. Yeah. So yeah, I gotta get that formally written down and put it on a T-shirt.
That is a nice T-shirt idea.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. So yeah, that kind of does it for what I've been up to, and then we're gonna segue into our news and items this week. Got some interesting stuff to talk about.
All right.
A couple of wrestling headlines. First of all, as was announced at last night's episode of Monday Night Raw, Bill Goldberg is going to be headlining the 2018 Hall of Fame class.
All right, there's your headliner.
Yep.
Now they're gonna go with their traditional pattern,
Which is
okay. There's usually a headliner. Mm-hmm. Somebody who's dead.
yep.
A woman.
Mm-hmm.
The warrior word.
Yep.
What was I gonna say? Somebody who has to do with like the territory that they were,
Yeah. An old school
Yeah.
dude.
and one of Triple H's friends.
True. Oh, and also the celebrity induction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was a celebrity last year?
No, it wasn't Snoop Dogg. That was the year before.
Yeah, Snoop was the year before. That was Texas.
Mr. T. Yeah, we got to look that up. I forgot who the celebrity induction was last year. But yes, Bill Goldberg is going to be the headliner for the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2018. He's the former WCW World Heavyweight Champion and former WWE Universal Champion. He'll be inducted on Friday, April 6th at the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Louisiana on WrestleMania 34 weekend. Goldberg made his in-ring debut in September 97. Damn, 19 years ago.
No, they didn't have one for that. They didn't have one for this past year.
Oh, no, really?
No, Snoop was the last one.
Oh, wow, cool. He made his in-ring debut 20 years ago, well, almost 21 years ago, and he went on to have a billed undefeated streak of 173 wins, 0 losses.
I actually remember Starrcade 99.
No, it was not 98.
Was it 98?
Yeah, it was Starrcade 98.
It
Yeah.
was him and Kevin Nash. Ugh. And Scott Hall had to tase him just.
Yeah, he hit him with a cattle prod. Yeah. And then Kevin Nash broke the streak, won it that way. And then next night was the finger poke of doom.
I didn't remember. I was so upset. I'm like, that's how they did it? Like, you could have had a cleaner finish than that.
Yeah. But man.
It was WCW.
Oh yeah. Yeah, WCW's dying days. But
I wouldn't even consider it his dying days. Like, they were hanging on, but
oh yeah, they were, but they were losing the Monday Night ratings.
yeah, they
war.
had lost by. They were losing by then.
Yeah, and so yeah, big ups to Bill Goldberg, well deserved. I do predict that the posthumous induction. Now that you mentioned the posthumous induction, it's going to be Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh yeah, I think I already somehow the Hall of Fame nominees always get like the selections kind of get leaked. So yeah, it's gonna be Bam Bam Bigelow, which is rightfully earned.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I just want to see I want to see Brian Pillman get in there.
Oh yeah, but without a doubt. But I will say that with the Hall of Fame, I don't think for the WWE Hall of Fame to be completely legitimate, in my opinion, two things has to happen. One, they have to have an actual voting body. It can't just be boiled down to like who Vince McMahon wants in there.
Correct.
And also, they have to have an actual Hall of Fame facility.
Last I checked, they were working on it. I haven't heard anything about it. But it would be so dope if they did. Like,
yeah, like somewhere like Connecticut, New York, somewhere on the East Coast.
Connecticut, New York, or Florida. Everything else is in Florida too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that'd be a cool addition. Like right there at the Performance Center. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, man. I mean, we got to see an actual Hall of Fame. I would visit it.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that. So that's the good news for wrestling. We got some bad news too on the wrestling front. Paige is likely to retire due to an career-ending in-ring injury. Paige suffered an injury in a match during a December 28th house show in Uniondale, New York, in a match against Sasha Banks and others. It was initially believed that she suffered a stinger when Sasha Banks kicked her in the back, but further testing revealed that her injury was way worse than expected. WWE doctors will not allow Paige to return to in-ring competition as a result, which means that her wrestling career in WWE is likely at an end.
Her in-ring, at least. I think they're gonna have her do some like out of the ring stuff.
Yeah, like
on screen. Yeah, just some regular on screen, but yeah, not in ring stuff.
Yeah, she'll probably be like a manager or a mouthpiece for Absolution.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which this is bad timing because Paige returned to the WWE last November.
Exactly. It was a few months.
Yeah, and she
had a total about a good 5 matches, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm over exaggerating. I don't know the exact number, but still, it's still unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, and she was coming off a 17-month absence from neck surgery, and then she had all that controversial stuff with Del Rio and the sex tape being leaked.
The Rampage.
Yeah, man. Like, and also too, like, you know, she has previously been diagnosed with scoliosis, and she actually admitted as much on the Steve Austin show, where she admitted that her spinal cord is basically shaped like a question mark.
Right.
So in that wise, like, her in-ring career was always on borrowed time from the moment she started. So, I mean, brave of her to wrestle with that kind of condition.
Yeah, it's still just unfortunate.
Oh, absolutely. You know, because, you know, when you think about it, she was the first NXT Women's Champion, the first Women's Champion from NXT to hold both the NXT and Divas Championships at the same time. And, yeah, she's already accomplished quite a bit, but hopefully she'll, hopefully she'll be cleared for, like, at least one more match, or at least be an effective mouthpiece, you know, because she's talented.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And swinging back to our final wrestling headline this week, Ricochet has signed with the WWE, and he'll be appearing on NXT eventually.
Yeah, that's gonna be so dope. I just hope they do right by him. I mean, if he's gonna be NXT, then you know he'll get some good, like he'll have some high quality matches. It's just that, you know, eventually when he makes it to the main roster,
when he gets
I'm scared.
Yeah, when he gets demoted to the main roster.
Yeah.
Yeah, because can you imagine Ricochet wasting away on 205 Live? And then if he has a job to Enzo Amore, the human trash can, that's depressing to think about, man.
I was thinking about going to 205 Live this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but tickets are like $70 each.
Yeah, that's way too much.
That it is.
Yeah, so hey, best of luck to Ricochet. I mean, hopefully we'll get some quality matches from him from NXT.
I love the talent that 205 Live has. I'm not fond of the way it's being booked.
Yeah, absolutely. No, me neither. Yeah. So, I'm sure that the town's glad that they're getting that exposure and that payday, but that exposure is not really worth it when you're booked poorly. Yeah.
Well, I mean, hopefully, I'm gunning for Cedric to win it at the Rumble.
Yeah. I won't be surprised if they have like Enzo Amore like keep it for like a long time.
Yeah, because I would really like to see like Cedric Alexander go against Hideo Itami.
Yeah, that would be a hot match.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, if they let them do their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that for wrestling news. On the movie front, Fox actually bumped up the release date of Deadpool 2 while delaying two other Marvel films. Deadpool 2 has been pushed forward to May 18th, which is 2 weeks ahead of its original release date of June 1st. So the May 18th release date of Deadpool 2 places it 2 weeks after Avengers Infinity War and 1 week before Solo, a Star Wars story.
So we're basically going to be in the movies 3 weeks in a row. But that's not new. That's nothing new to you.
Oh, no, I got Movie Pass, so I'm good.
You're good, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the good news. We got some unfortunate news on that front because the two other Marvel films that have been delayed includes Channing Tatum's Gambit film, which has been pushed back to June 7th, 2019, which is 4 months behind its original release date of February 14th, 2019. And also Gore Verbinski, who was originally going to direct the film, he has left the project, which makes him the third director to leave the Gambit film.
Just trash the Gambit movie.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, I'm still not on board with Channing Tatum.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good actor, but as Gambit, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just, everybody loves Channing Tatum. Why not cast him? That was it. He's just a pretty face that they can get.
Well, I think he's definitely got more talent than you give him credit for. I mean, let's not let Magic Mike fool you. I mean, he's a good actor.
I've never seen Magic Mike.
Me neither.
It kind of took you a while to answer that.
I no, really. I mean,
I'm just
I mean, he is a good actor. I mean, I'm pretty sure he could do a good job as Gambit. But the fact that we have three filmmakers that have left the production,
something ain't right.
Yeah, I mean, first you had Rupert Wyatt, who directed Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and then you had Doug Liman, who was going to direct, who directed Edge of Tomorrow.
With Tom Cruise.
Yep. Yeah. And he left too. Now Gore Verbinski. This is not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. And some other and the second Marvel film that has been delayed, which annoys me to no end, is The New Mutants. The New Mutants was originally slated for April 13th of this year, but it has been pushed back to February 22nd of next year.
Why so late though?
I have no idea. I mean,
that's a huge jump.
It is, and it looks like the film is
a whole year late. Pretty much a whole year later.
Yeah, I mean, usually if a film's delayed that much, it's usually a sign of the movie's not very good and they want to do some reshoots. But like the movie looks. I was psyched to watch it.
Yeah, it was something different. It was something different. It's an X-Men movie that's a horror movie.
Yeah.
That's something different that I'm like, you know what, why not?
Yeah.
And then Macy Williams is in it, and, that's Arya Stark. That's my girl.
Yeah. And also, like, the New Mutants being delayed to next February, like, it's not a good sign because, again, this brings up a major concern of mine with Disney buying out Fox.
Right. In
that, what if New Mutants, because it's rated R, what if they want to sanitize it to a PG-13 rating? Or this is a sign of them wanting to like homogenize all of their Marvel cinematic content, where you have the X-Men films, which have the same visual style, the same unmemorable scores, the same safe flavor, same safe tone.
Wait. One thing you say, unmemorable score. The Avengers theme is pretty memorable.
That's the only one.
I'm okay with that. Do you necessarily need like every song to be memorable?
No, like
you know the Superman theme.
Yeah.
Do you remember every other theme? Every other song from that movie?
Well, not necessarily.
Okay. The Batman. You got the Batman theme. Mm-hmm. All right, but do you remember every other theme minus Prince doing the soundtrack?
Actually, I kind of do. Yeah. Danny Elfman's score is really good.
I'm sure it is. I'm not trying to discredit him.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying, okay, yeah, Star Wars, you got the main theme and Imperial March. Those are the ones that you really hear the most.
Yeah.
And then the bar scene.
Yeah, the cantina scene. Yeah.
Cantina scene. So it's like, okay, you have like 3 from them that you hear more majority of the time.
Oh no, the entirety of the Star Wars of the Star Wars scores by John Williams, they're all memorable. Well, except Rogue One. You can. Yeah.
Maybe it's just me because I don't pay that much to the music.
Well, the thing is that like
sometimes you just only need just one song.
Not necessarily, because like a film score, it actually adds to the mood and the impact of the film.
And I would not disagree. Do not disagree, but it's just that I don't think you need to like. Though I just don't think the entire film score just needs to be memorable.
I mean,
maybe like a song or 2.
That's your view. A score could be serviceable, but not to the point where it's like totally bland, where you take it out of the movie and nothing would be missed. I mean, because when you look at like say Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight films, awesome scores, for example.
But I don't remember not one song.
Well, because you're you, Carl. But
it's not supposed to be like it. Just it really does. Well, because we watch movies in 2 different perspectives.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're the film aficionado. Like you have to study the entire thing more or less. I go for like story, certain aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't really need to review and study the entire film. I actually want to take time to at least enjoy it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Tomato. We'll agree to disagree.
Yeah, that's pretty much where this argument's going.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that like the delay of the New Mutants, it doesn't bode well for me. It's a sign of things to come, as far as like Disney owning Fox. So, I just hope that I'm wrong on this one. But knowing Disney, they're buying up everything, and it's not a good look in the long run.
The People's Republic of Disney is coming.
I know, man. Shit, that's just horrible. We've got some other news here.
They can probably run a country better than what's his face.
Oh yeah, they can run a country better than the Orange What's It. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But anyway, I've got some other news here. Kendrick Lamar. He's actually going to produce and curate the Black Panther soundtrack.
Jesus Christ, this movie. Everything about this movie just keeps getting better and better and better.
Absolutely. Marvel, they're doing it.
It's for the culture.
They're doing it for the culture.
And it's just like, why did they take that wrong turn with Aladdin? I mean, obviously Disney's behind it, but it's like, why did y'all mess up with Aladdin? Y'all got some great momentum going with Black Panther. Why did y'all mess that Aladdin up like that?
To be fair, that they were just rounding up extras, but still, yeah, it is a bad look. But yeah, the soundtrack is actually shaping up. There's 2 songs, one with Kendrick Lamar and SZA called "All the Stars," which is a pretty cool track, as well as the other track "King's Dead" featuring Lamar, Future, and James Blake, produced by J Rock. The soundtrack actually comes out February 9th, which is 1 week before the theatrical release of Black Panther. So, hey, looking forward to it. I'm hoping that Black Panther takes some chances narratively and doesn't go the safe, predictable route that many of the MCU films go.
Even if that movie's garbage, I think the Black community is still going to stand behind it. It's like you don't see none of the same energy with Cyborg.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Cyborg's just...
Like, hey, he's okay, Cyborg.
Yeah, that's cool, I guess. I mean, but Black Panther, man. I mean, I predict they're gonna do well. I mean, you got Ryan Coogler directing, you got Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Lupita Nyong'o,
Angela Bassett, Forrest Whitaker.
Denai
I say Gira.
Yep, Denai
but I'm
Gira.
Sure, I'm saying it wrong.
Yeah, I mean, the film has all the tools. I mean, but I will say though. I did see that meme, like, if Black Panther was garbage, we'll defend it to our last breath. Not me.
Oh, of course you wouldn't.
I'm not going to give black films a pass just because we're black. I mean, if a film's garbage, I'm going to have to call it out. Case in point, like Tyler Perry movies or like Shazam. Oh, not Shazam. Steel Blank Man, or what's that movie that Robert Townsend starred in?
Blank Man was just fun. Blank Man was just a goofy slapstick comedy. So that's like literally what it was. It wasn't meant. That movie was not meant for the stick up the ass critics.
Yeah, I mean,
it really wasn't meant for that.
Yeah, but I mean, back in the 90s, man, we came a long way as far as black audiences go. Like we were starving for some black superheroes.
Yeah. And you thinking Meteor Man?
Meteor Man, there it is. But yeah, speaking of black
you kind of can't help but laugh when you just say Meteor Man.
True. But yeah, speaking of black superheroes, tonight on the CW, 9 p.m., Black Lightning premiere episode.
Yeah, that's right. They did mention it.
Yep, I will catch that for sure. Some other news here. Leonardo DiCaprio, he's actually cast in Quentin Tarantino's Charles Manson film coming out 2019. This will be DiCaprio's second collaboration with Tarantino following 2012's Django Unchained.
Is he going to play Charles Manson?
No, DiCaprio will not play Charles Manson. He's playing some aging actor. I guess somehow involved in the Sharon Tate murders. Oh, okay. Although Quentin Tarantino wants to cast Margot Robbie as Sharon Tate. Yeah.
But who for Charles Manson?
That's a good question. I'm gonna say, I was gonna say Will Poulter. Will Poulter, give him some long hair because he has the eyebrows and he could play a complete hateful racist D-bag to no end, like as demonstrated in Detroit.
I always say the father from This Is Us.
Milo.
It's actually Milo.
Milo something or other. I know his last name.
Ventimiglia.
Yeah, Ventimiglia.
Odds are I know I'm saying this right. I want a Heroes for Hire film at some point. Luke and Fist together. Can Marvel make a film with Netflix making the shows? Or is that a Sony Spider-Man? That could work as a Netflix movie.
Yeah.
Heroes for Hire.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, and it actually could make Iron Fist tolerable.
More tolerable.
Yeah.
I would say he slightly grew in Defenders. Slightly.
Yeah.
Like he's a much better co-star than an actual star.
True.
But like I said before, Iron Fist is getting a whole new team. Mm-hmm. So
yep, I did see that.
There's plenty of room for improvement.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because the first season was trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched 3 episodes of it and I was done.
I understand.
Yeah.
I've come to terms with it because you know me. I try to see the good in that situation, and I was just more excited because I didn't really know anything about Iron Fist.
Yeah.
So that was my way to learn about him.
Yeah.
But you're right, especially like out of all with the tracking that Marvel that the Netflix has with their Marvel series.
Yeah.
That was a downer.
Oh, absolutely. Also got a couple headlines here. The John Wick TV series, The Continental, will be airing on Stars. So The Continental is a thing. Chris Collins, who was a producer for Man in the High Castle, he will be the showrunner and writer of the TV series. Chad Stileski, who was the director of John Wick Chapter 2 and the co-director of the first John Wick, he'll be directing the premiere episode. The series will coexist side by side with the main John Wick films starring Keanu Reeves. The series will likely debut in 2019, but no release date has officially been announced yet. I think it's going to be awesome. I mean, because the John Wick universe, it's actually really dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you seen the films yet?
I started to, fell asleep, and I haven't had the chance to do it yet.
Oh my God, man.
I'm the worst. I am the worst.
You can't fall asleep on John Wick? Yo, John Wick is
literally, that was the only chance I had, and I'm like, all right, John Wick, I'm going to try to stay up for it. Mm-hmm. And I hit that comfort spot. Once I turned to my side, that's my comfort, and I was gone.
Damn, man. Yo, watch John Wick again, and then watch John Wick Chapter 2 right after. Action greatness.
It picks up right after?
Oh, yes, it does.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it's action gloriousness. Like, oh my gosh, yo, my body tingles at watching John Wick.
You really have to get. Do you really have to get into that much detail about it? Like, does it really have to affect your body?
Yes, I do. Right. Yes. It's that good. I mean, if you have a fetish for action filmmaking, great action filmmaking, John Wick is it. That's where it's at.
All right.
Yeah. And last headline here, Black Widow will finally get her own Marvel standalone film. Marvel Studios has hired screenwriter Jack Schaefer to write the script for the as-of-yet untitled film. No release date or director has been announced yet. So the fans have been demanding it for years, and Scarlett Johansson, she's going to get her own Black Widow film. What you think?
Good for her. Good for her. I know Hawkeye wanted a Netflix series.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That could actually work, because I heard that his comic book is actually pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually did just get a recommendation about it from Jim Savard.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So hey, I'm looking forward to a Black Widow film. Although I will say that it kind of reminds me of that Jennifer Lawrence film coming out in March, Red Sparrow, where she plays a Russian agent, kind of similar to Black Widow.
Okay.
So when I watched that trailer, I'm like, damn, this is like a really big missed opportunity for Marvel. They could have released a Black Widow movie like right there.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? Because Marvel was becoming so powerful that they can still do it.
Oh, yeah.
And Red Sparrow won't even be missed.
True. Yeah. So, so that does it for the news and headlines. And right now we're going to get into things that we're looking forward to the most this year in 2018, like movies we're looking forward to, video games, books, TV shows, wrestling, whatever. Anything and everything under the sun, basically. So
right.
Albums. So, yeah, Carl, we'll start off with you. What are some things that you're looking forward to later this year?
Well, I'm gonna go down my brief list. I'll start off with movies. So, of course, and next month will be Black Panther.
February 16th.
Yeah. Oh God, I cannot wait for that.
Yeah.
I need to get my Coming to America gift ready for that one. I think a lot of people are actually like getting some African garbs ready just for that.
They should. Yeah.
I actually heard that it's probably gonna break $1 billion.
You know what? It has potential to break $1 billion.
It does. Like you got your Marvel fans are definitely gonna watch it just because of the simple fact that it's a Marvel.
Yep.
Marvel comic book fans alone. So regardless if it's Marvel or DC, they're gonna watch it anyways.
Yep.
And then the black community are definitely gonna support this movie because of how it represents the culture. Respectfully. Represents our culture.
The African diaspora.
Exactly. So it's like theaters are going to be packed.
Oh yeah, and our group, our little Facebook chat group, the Black Alliance, we still got to get our tickets. So
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it, and I'm hoping that it breaks $1 billion because this will actually prove to stupid ass and racist ass studio executives that movies with an all black cast they don't do well internationally. Piss off.
But it has the backing that it's a Marvel movie.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the backing of
what's dope about what Marvel's doing is like a lot of the characters that they're bringing in, they're all like B, C-list superheroes, and with the MCU, they become A-list heroes.
Yeah, which actually makes their new comic book runs A-list too.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Yeah, and speaking of Black Panther, I do recommend people to start to read the trade paperback volume of A Nation Under Our Feet, which is written by Ta-Nehisi Coates. That's a really dope Black Panther story.
Okay.
Yeah, it was actually published last year.
Don't you have a book by it?
Yeah, Between
the World and Me.
Yeah, Between the World and Me, also written by Ta-Nehisi Coates. Yeah, so
I didn't know he was doing comics too. That's what's up.
Yeah, he's into politics and comics. Yeah, he's doing it. So yeah, I mean, Black Panther, that's a big one. I can't wait for that. I'll probably see it twice. It'll probably be
You will definitely see it twice, because you're a jerk like that. You're not gonna get.
How am I a jerk?
You're gonna go just like you did for Star Wars. You watched it at 9 a.m.
Yes.
And then you went out with all of us.
Well,
no. Watch it all together and get the experience and experience it with everybody else at the same time.
I still get the experience.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same.
It is the same, because let me tell you something right now. I wasn't going to, I mean, you know me, as a big Star Wars fan, I wasn't going to wait until 8 p.m. at night.
You could have. And you did the same shit for Civil War too.
I was afraid of spoilers.
avoid. Trust me, I can avoid. If I can avoid spoilers, especially with me being on our social media chair, I'm on social media a lot.
Yes, you are.
So, like, if I can avoid them, you could definitely avoid them.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I have Movie Pass, so I intend.
So that doesn't mean nothing. That means you can still see it anytime.
Well, I mean, you can only watch one movie a day, right? With a Movie Pass card because it's $9.95 a month. So I technically get to watch Black Panther for free in the morning, and then if we buy our tickets, right?
Why don't you just watch it for free one time? That one time with us, and save yourself a little bit of money. That could go to your popcorn candy money. Well, you don't.
Well, here's the thing. Well, here's
No,
the
you
thing.
only eat your Trader Joe's caramel cheddar popcorn.
Oh,
stuff.
and the olive oil popcorn. Oh, so good. Yeah.
That's all you.
Yeah, but you know, I'll probably watch Black Panther twice.
You definitely will. BJ.
But hey, it gives me more. It gives me more material for the podcast, so I can review it twice, give it more, a closer look and all that. It makes the discussion richer. I'm just doing my job for the podcast, man.
All of a sudden, you're doing your job for the podcast. No,
Yeah.
like, just watch it once. Get the same experience with it.
I'll get the experience just fine. But yeah. Besides Black Panther, anything else you're looking forward to?
Infinity Wars.
Okay.
I don't even know how. Well, yeah, I had to put them two on that top.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like I said, Infinity Wars, that's 10 years in the making.
Yes, it is. Man.
10 years in the making. And I posted some of the pictures from Vanity Fair's MCU 10th anniversary shoot. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, wow, like that's 10 years.
I know, because like in May 2008, that was Iron Man.
Right.
10 years.
You don't even think, that shit flies by. And how many movies? What, 13, 14?
No, about 18 at this point. Because Black Panther is going to be the 18th movie.
Damn.
I think. I could be wrong. I have to recheck my count. But yeah, man. I mean, 10 years in the making. That we're going to see the conclusion of the MCU, or the beginning of the conclusion, rather, because it's going to.
Yeah, it's going to be two parts. It's going to be two parts.
Yeah, so I just hope to see some death and destruction.
Yeah, we already know Joe's sick ass.
Hey, man, you know what? Because most Marvel movies, as entertaining as they are, they do play it safe. So I hope that we see some major death.
I think it will happen since a lot of the contracts are up. Mm-hmm. My thing is, I'm just afraid of like who's going to be the ones to like replace them.
I'm pretty sure they'll.
I'm confident in it with them at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just still, I'm like, Tony, Iron Man resurrected Robert Downey Jr.'s career.
It did.
Thor really jump-started Chris Hemsworth's career.
Yep.
And so forth. Like, I know Mark Ruffalo was doing his thing previously before that, but it just really like gave it a boost.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So forth with so many other actors. Jeremy Renner.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And I know he's done some stuff before then, but I'm like, I never really like heard of Jeremy Renner before.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner, like for him, like his biggest success was The Hurt Locker.
Okay.
Which actually I think got him noticed by the Marvel producers to be Hawkeye. Yeah. So I will it'd be funny though if like
Chris Pratt's an action star now.
Yeah, he dropped mad weight, got cut.
Yeah.
He was the fat dude on Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Now he's a cut dude. I will say though, like with after like post Avengers 4, I want to see how many racist fanboys lose their shit when they like replace like Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark with Riri Williams. Or a female Thor, or Amadeus Cho as a new Hulk. Oh man, that would be such a glorious thing. I want Marvel to do that just to troll the shit out of racist fans.
You know what? The petty in me, yes.
Yeah, and then you can have like Tom Holland because he'll be there.
Yeah, he's gonna be there for.
Yeah, so it'd be like, oh
he's
shit,
a good Spider-Man too.
Yeah, like oh shit, a new reality. Oh hi, black woman, Tony Stark. That'd be cool. I mean, it would be kind of interesting to see how they do that whole new reality universe. Like if they use because they're going to use some of the same actors from this universe, this timeline. So I wonder how they're going to balance that. This is going to be really interesting.
Because I know one thing. Like Riri Williams talks to like a hologram of Tony Stark.
Yep.
So,
but Tony Stark's still alive in the comics, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think he's like in hiding or something.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah.
So then next, Ready Player One.
Yeah.
But one thing is, the movie's not going to be just straight 80s. Reminiscent. Like, you see, like, it's just going to be just nostalgia and all together.
Yeah.
So you'll see some icons from the 90s, possibly the 2000s and stuff. So it's not going to be like in the book where it's just like how you say, hey, this is from the 80s. This is from the 80s. This is from the 80s. Bring back the 80s. It's not going to be that. So I'm very interested to see how they do, how they adapt that book into a movie. So,
Yeah.
like I said, I still got to finish it. I think I'm probably about a good 10 chapters left.
Okay. Yeah. Still got. Yeah. So you're almost there.
Yeah. Deadpool 2.
Oh yeah. And it's the fact that it's pushed forward 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. And then I have no idea what it's about.
Me neither.
And I'm like, so I just know we got Domino and Cable.
Yup.
And Josh Brolin's gonna cake up this year.
Absolutely.
This is the year of Brolin.
Yup.
Between Thanos and now Cable.
Mo money, mo money, mo money. Yeah, Josh Brolin, he's having a hell of a year, and well deserved because he's a terrific actor. And you know what? Deadpool 2, man, I will not make the same mistake I did for the first Deadpool film. I will pre-order the Blu-ray Steelbook.
Oh, that means I can't get your regular Blu-ray.
Yeah. but yeah, man, like it's going to be interesting to seeing Deadpool 2 being released now that Disney owns Fox. So I don't know if this will be the
Well,
beginning.
I know they're keeping that the way it is.
Oh yeah.
This is pretty much done.
Yeah. So like I don't know if it's gonna be like the first film like in a separate line of like edgier R-rated Marvel films.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
They said that they're open to doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, because like much like Disney, because Disney did it with like Miramax. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely possible.
Yeah. So what do I got next? Incredibles 2.
Yeah. That's one of mine. Yeah.
So you parents leave them crying ass kids at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. June 15th. Brad Bird's still directing.
Oh, okay. There we
Yep.
go. No relation. But
and it takes place like right after the first film.
so it took 10 years to pick up from the first film?
No, like 14 years.
It was that long?
Yeah, because the first one came in 2004.
Wow.
Yeah. And they still have the same cast: Craig T. Nelson, Holly Hunter. I believe they have the same actors as the kids, but they're older now. So I think so. Yo, it's just like a smooth continuation, and I think Samuel L. Jackson's still going to be in it too.
That would be so dope. That would be
Yeah.
so dope. Next, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
Now, because I'm more interested to seeing like where does that fall into the MCU timeline, because it's coming out after Infinity Wars.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's going to be like a prequel, like.
That's what I'm guessing.
And plus, I hear it's going to be more like a romantic comedy.
Cool. Paul Rudd's in it.
Yeah, Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, and her Wasp costume looks dope though.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. What's next? I got Tom Hardy as Venom. I'm really interested to see in how they do that. Is it going to be rated R? Do you know?
Yes, it will be rated R.
There you go.
Yeah, and what's interesting too is like the Venom film is going to be in Sony's separate Spider-Verse, so it's not going to be part of the MCU.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean Tom Hardy is a great actor too, right. So like him as Eddie Brock, that's going to be real dope.
Right, next, I want to see how they do the Dark Phoenix. Because remember, I watched it as on the animated series as a kid.
Yep,
it's one of the most memorable series growing up.
Yep, absolutely it was.
So to transition that to to film, and it's going to be set in the 90s because, as everybody knows, I'm a child of the 90s.
Yeah, you are. Take a shot every time Carl says that.
It's gonna. I don't know. I'm very interested to see how they do that. I mean, hopefully it won't be as bad as Apocalypse. I still never finished Apocalypse.
Yeah, you're not missing anything.
I know that.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to, but it's just like I really don't care.
Yeah. I mean, I remember liking it when I first watched it, but then it's one of those movies where you think back on it, and it's like,
Wow, that was pretty bad. Like how I am with Iron Fist.
Yeah. pretty much.
Yeah, you kind of defended it for a while right on this show. I don't remember the exact episodes, but
Yeah, I did when it first came out. I'm like, oh, this is enjoyable. I don't see what's wrong with it. But then when I really thought about it, I'm like, oh man, man.
So then Ralph Breaks the Internet,
What's that?
the Wreck-It Ralph sequel.
Oh, I haven't seen the first one yet.
You'll like it based off the video game cameos, and it's just like, it's an animated movie about video games, so it's just a fun movie to watch.
Yeah, it does look fun.
Yeah, so definitely watch the first one before you do that if you decide to watch it.
Okay.
And then last for the movies, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, December. Yep.
That's multiple Spider-Mans in one, including Miles Morales.
Yeah.
It's animated, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and I like the animation style. It looks kind of dope.
Yeah,
too.
it's just I can't. It's just different to me.
Yeah. Let's see.
4-part Age of Apocalypse episodes were the best. Movie didn't live up to the cartoon. Definitely.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely
Yeah,
true.
Age of
Nick.
Apocalypse was good too.
Yeah.
For a choppy '90s animation.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I like the X-Men cartoon, like that animation style by today's standards is rough.
Yeah.
It's
You
rough to
can't-
look
yeah,
at.
you can't. Because I remember reviewing when I revisit the Spawn, the animated series, when HBO Now put it on their app, and it was just like god awful. But the writing was still so good.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, I remember seeing the Spawn DVD series, the HBO animated series, in like a Best Buy bargain bin for like $10.
I really wish you could have bought it for me, and I would have reimbursed you.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about, should I buy it? Nah, I'm good.
I really wish you would have bought that for me.
Yeah.
Just because it's like Spawn is my all-time favorite superhero.
Oh wow.
So
And plus, I'm still amazed that they're still producing new issues. Like it's still
Yeah.
an ongoing series.
yeah,
Wow. I thought it had been canceled.
that's what I thought too. Because I did fall off the comic book found the comic book tip for a little while, and then once I got the Spawn, was it 150? Was it 150? Yeah, the 150 issue, 150 or 250. I have to go back in my collection and look.
Yeah.
I'm really, really like shocked that they were still going. I just know for a fact that Al Simmons is no longer Spawn.
Oh really?
Yeah, so I need to like try to find those issues and see what happened to him.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So yeah, that's what I got in movies. Any other ones that you have in mind? Because I'm sure I named like a lot of them.
For movies, my list is well, we both have The Incredibles 2 on there.
Like
But
I said, leave them crying ass kids at home.
yeah, man. For me, I have some movies on my list that I'm really looking forward to this year. Some interesting ones. One movie that I'm looking forward to is coming out in March 23rd. It's called Isle of Dogs. It's the new stop motion animated film by Wes Anderson,
All right.
and it's a really cool looking movie. It's kind of set in a dystopian future in Japan, where like all these dogs have been quarantined on this island off the coast of Japan, and there's like 5 dogs, and like they're voiced by Bryan Cranston, Edward Norton, Bill Murray, Jeff Goldblum.
Sounds like an interesting cast. It's animated.
Yep. Yeah.
That's an interesting voice cast.
It is, and I've always been a big fan of Wes Anderson, and like this is his second animated feature, following a Fantastic Mr. Fox with George Clooney. So I saw the trailer for it. I'm like, yo, this is really dope. I am definitely gonna check this out. So Isle of Dogs, that's one I'm really looking forward to. Another movie that I'm really looking forward to is coming out June 29th. I talked about it when AWOL was here. Sicario 2.
Okay, I remember you talking about that.
Yep, Soldado, also starring Josh Brolin. He was in the first film, and Benicio del Toro.
This dude is kicking up.
Yeah, this film, it's has a different director, so it's not Denis Villeneuve. It's directed by Stefano Sollima, who's an Italian filmmaker, but it's also written by Taylor Sheridan, who also wrote the first Sicario, and it's got a good cinematographer behind it, Darius Wolski, who filmed Prometheus. And this film looks really interesting. It looks to be like just as dark, if not darker, than the first film. And if you've seen the first Sicario film, which I recommend, that shit gets dark as fuck at the end. I loved it. I loved it.
That's very creepy when you do that.
But
It really makes me wonder if there's people in your basement when you do that. Shout outs to Furman.
you cannot silence the sweet serenade of screams. So anyway, yeah, Sicario 2, I'm really looking forward to. It does seem to have like a really a hard edge that continue from the first film, like basically Mexican drug cartels funding terrorists and bringing them into the States, and so it looks to be like just as bleak and as morally dark as the first film. So I'm looking forward to it. Were you calling the you're not calling the police, are you, Carl?
Maybe so, maybe no.
Oh, my knives will have a feast tonight. Anyway, who said that? I just love creeping you out, man.
Trust me, I ain't the only one you're creeping out.
Hey, man. Hey, y'all trying to get on me. Furman started with that creepy meme. Hey, man. I'm just giving y'all what the people want. One movie that I'm really looking forward to, and it's coming out this fall, and it's a new film directed by Spike Lee, and it's called Black Klansman. It's not the Clayton Bigsby story. It's actually based on a true story. Black Klansman.
Oh my God!
It's based on the true story of this detective named Ron Stallworth who in 1979 he was a detective in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and he actually infiltrated the local chapter of the KKK and eventually became the head of that chapter.
But he was black.
Yeah, I don't know how that worked. I don't know how he managed to do it, but I'm gonna watch this movie and find out.
You think that could have been the inspiration for Clayton Bigsby?
It very well could have. I don't know, but yo, Black Klansman sounds too crazy to be true, but it actually apparently is a real life story. I'm gonna Google search it. I'm
doing that right now.
Yeah.
I'm going on Wikipedia. What's the guy's name?
Ron Stallworth. Stall Worth. And the movie stars John David Washington, who actually plays the character Ron Stallworth. And John David Washington, he's actually the son of one of the greatest actors of all time, Big Denzel.
How you spell that?
Ron Stallworth, Stallworth. Yeah, so the son of Denzel Washington, he's gonna play the main character, as well as Adam Driver, Topher Grace, Corey Hawkins,
I
Laura.
haven't seen Corey Hawkins since Walking Dead when he mysteriously disappeared, and he hasn't been on the show since.
Oh shit, he has disappeared. I don't know if he died or something. He was on 24 Legacy, but I haven't watched that. Yeah.
Did they cancel that?
No, I think it was only like one and done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Laura Harrier's in it. Laura Harrier, you may remember her. She was Peter Parker's love interest in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Liz.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And the movie will be produced by Jordan Peele. So a Jordan Peele Spike Lee team up. I love it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds like it would really be good.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Black Klansman, yo. And it's a true story. I got to read the true account too, because that sounds way too crazy to be true. But unfortunately, sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. Another movie that I'm looking forward to is First Man, which is a new movie by Damien Chazelle, who directed La La Land and Whiplash. This is a biopic of Neil Armstrong, and Ryan Gosling will be playing Neil Armstrong. And the movie also stars Claire Foy, Corey Stoll, and John Bernthal.
To go back to Black Klansman,
Yeah.
that's going to be a remake.
A remake?
Yeah. Like I found the Wikipedia article that there was a movie that was originally released in 1966 under the name I Crossed the Color Line.
Mm-hmm.
And it was set during the Civil Rights Movement. The film tells the story of African American played by Richard Gilden, who disguised himself as a white man to join the KKK to seek revenge on Klan members who killed his daughter.
Oh, that's a different Black Klansman.
Oh, okay.
The Spike Lee one, it's a true story that took place in 1979.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, about the detective who became the head of the KKK chapter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, First Man I'm looking forward to because I loved La La Land, and I'm looking to see what Damien Chazelle can bring to the table with a biopic. Damien Chazelle, he's actually the youngest winner of the Best Director Oscar, 32 years old, and this is his follow up to that film, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, First Man, Ryan Gosling as Neil Armstrong. Hey, I'm there. Comes out October 12th. Another movie I'm looking forward to is coming out this fall. It's the Barry Jenkins follow up to his Oscar winning film Moonlight, which you still have to see. Phenomenal film. Barry Jenkins' next film is called If Beale Street Could Talk, and that movie it's based on one of James Baldwin's novels, and it's a movie. It's about this couple. They fall in love. They get engaged. They have their first child. It's this couple named Fonnie and Tish, and the guy Fonnie, he's falsely accused of rape and he's falsely imprisoned, which leads Tish and her dysfunctional family to take up the cause of liberating him from a corrupt criminal justice system. And the film stars Stephen James. Stephen James, he starred in the miniseries Shots Fired. Kiki Lane's in it, Tiana Paris, Regina King, Coleman Domingo. James Laxton's going to be the cinematographer. I'm really looking forward to this one. If Beale Street Could Talk, Barry Jenkins, he's a great filmmaker. Medicine for Melancholy is dope. Moonlight's phenomenal. If you have Amazon Prime, then you can watch that streaming for free. And if you have Netflix, I believe Medicine for Melancholy is on Netflix too. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm really looking forward to that film. Other film I'm looking forward to is Widows, and Widows is the upcoming film by Steve McQueen, who directed 12 Years a Slave.
All right.
And this movie comes out November 19th. It's actually a remake of a British TV series in the 1980s. And Widows is about this group of professional criminals. They're all murdered on this like heist gone wrong. So all these criminals' wives, they actually take their place and actually try to finish what their husband started. So they actually become criminals themselves and pull off this big heist that their husbands tried to pull off. What I really like is that the cast is pretty strong. It's got Viola Davis, Liam Neeson, Michelle Rodriguez, Colin Farrell, Daniel Kaluuya, who starred in Get Out, John Bernthal again, Andre Holland from Moonlight, Jackie Weaver, and this movie is co-written by Steve McQueen and Gillian Flynn, who wrote Gone Girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just the cast alone seems pretty powerful.
Oh yeah. I'm there. Like a heist movie by Steve McQueen. I am there. I'm surprised Michael Fassbender is not in it because he's been a collaborator of Steve McQueen's as well. So maybe
he did make Assassin's Creed. And has he been in anything since?
Oh yeah. He's been in Steve Jobs.
After Assassin's Creed, I'm pretty sure Steve Jobs was before Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, you're right. It was before. He was in X-Men Apocalypse, which was after Assassin's Creed. Oh man, what was he in?
I really haven't heard much from him since.
No, he was
probably just kind of under the radar.
Oh, he was in the movie The Snowman, which came out.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, which got pretty terrible reviews from what I read.
Didn't you go see that?
I didn't see it. And Jim Savard saw it. He said it was good.
Yeah, I thought you went with him to go see that.
Oh no, because I was in Houston at the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that. And the last movie that I'm looking forward to is Mortal Engines, which comes out December 14th. And that's a movie based on I think a series of novels. It's like a post-apocalyptic steampunk fantasy film where entire cities have been mounted on wheels and they're like traveling cities, and they all kind of like prey upon each other. And the movie is actually written by Peter Jackson, Fran Walsh, and Philippa Boyens, the team that wrote all three Lord of the Rings movies. And it's directed by Christian Rivers, who this is going to be his directorial debut. I think he was one of the special effects artists on the Lord of the Rings films. So Mortal Engines, have you seen the trailer for that?
No, I haven't.
No, you should. It looks really interesting. Yeah.
Really trying to think if I have.
Yeah, it's basically like kind of like Mad Max, but like think of like a whole bunch of like big cities like stacked on top of each other, like on wheels, and they're all fighting each other. It's a weird concept, but it looks dope.
So it was okay about two. Said 2 to 3 out of 5.
Are you referring to the snowman?
That's
Nick?
that's what I'm guessing he is.
Yeah. So yeah, those are the movies I'm really looking forward to this year. So yeah, I'm kind of amped.
It's pretty interesting list.
Yeah, okay, kind of got to hunt for the good stuff.
All right. Next up is video games, at least for me.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
All right.
Let's see. One game's coming out soon, January 26th. Monster Hunter World. The game does look really interesting. I heard nothing but good things about the Monster Hunter series.
Actually, both our lists, we can go back to back because both our lists are very short.
Yeah. I'm kind of looking forward to it. It kind of has like that Dark Souls type vibe. Only the difference is like you're hunting down monsters and you gotta it's kind of strategic. You gotta get the right resources, weapons and armor, and like you gotta each monster is different. So it kind of looks really really interesting. I heard, like I said, I heard a lot of good things about it. Like people who have been fans of the series, like with the Nintendo consoles, they've been playing it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what it brings to the table.
All right. Also coming out on January 26th. So I'll be in GameStop that day as well.
Okay.
I can tell by the look in your face, you already know what it is.
I think
the
so.
Game I've been looking forward to since E3.
And what game is that?
The beautiful, illustrious Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Oh, GJ.
And I've been watching, and I've been tuning in a little bit here and there. Xavier Woods has been playing it on Up, Up, Down, Down. That shit is fire.
Is your body ready for Dragon Ball Z Fighters?
Not to the level as you describe it, but I'm definitely ready for the game.
Now, I'll
I am definitely ready for the game. Just like it's a 2D. I've always been a fan of 2D fighting games. That's pretty much what I grew up on. Mm-hmm. But like the graphics alone, I know there's a beta out.
I think I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even want to play the beta because I'm like, I want to get. That's supposed to be the game for our next Freddy Cup, I believe. Mm-hmm. Unless Freddy has something up his sleeve that we don't know about.
Okay.
But like, first of all, I'm a Dragon Ball fan.
Oh yeah.
Always been. So I never really got into like the previous Dragon Ball fighting games. I couldn't really handle the mechanics that well.
Yeah.
But I think with this one, I just can't. Words cannot describe how excited I am for it.
Yeah, I mean, I know you, Aris and Furman.
The whole entire crew is ready.
Yeah, I mean, every week, without fail, Aris and Furman, yo, did you hear about that DBZ game?
Yes.
I mean, I like I said,
it looks like it will not disappoint from what you were kind of hoping for.
I mean, hey, it looks dope. It looks absolutely gorgeous, and it's actually 3-on-3 fighting.
I believe so. Yeah.
Hey, even better. I mean, I'll give it a shot, and hey, whenever Freddy hosts the next Freddy Cup, I'll be there, and I'll check it out because it does look
Are
great.
you gonna participate? Because you're not necessarily a fighting game type.
I recently borrowed Tekken 7 again from you, as well as Injustice 2.
Right.
So I'm starting to get into those games, and I actually am looking forward to the next Soul Calibur game. So there's that.
Actually, it's also on my list.
Oh, nice.
Soul Calibur 4.
4?
Yeah.
I thought it was 6.
I always thought it was 4.
No, it's definitely 6.
6? Well,
yeah.
Whatever it is, I haven't played a Soul Calibur game in years. So I think like the last one I played was for PlayStation. It was Spawn. It was Heihachi.
Yeah, that was Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah, and then for Xbox, it was Spawn. Mm-hmm. Me being a PlayStation guy, I always loved Tekken as well.
Yeah,
I'm a huge Tekken fan. So unfortunately, I never got a chance to play with Spawn. Mm-hmm. And I'm disappointed in myself, me being a Spawn fan and all.
Yep.
So but with this, I try not to look at like too much into it because I still would like to be surprised.
Yeah.
So, but like, if it's gonna be like any reminiscent of the previous Soul Calibur games, I'm all in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I've been thinking about playing Soul Calibur 2 again.
Why not?
For the PS2, like if I can track down a copy, because I haven't played any of the PS3 games, like 3 and 4 or 5. So, which I heard those are pretty decent too. So, I've always liked the Soul Calibur games. I remember when it first came out as Soul Edge, the first game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
So wow, that's a long time ago. Man.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a fighting game series I could get behind for sure.
All right. So what you got next?
My next game is coming out this year. Detroit
Become Human. Also on my list.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the story is about.
Yeah, it's about apparently I got this story synopsis from I believe it's The Verge or some list article. It says that the plot revolves around 3 androids. One is named Kara, who escapes the facility she was made in. And she discovers her own self-awareness. So it kind of deals with her. Also deals with another android named Connor, whose job it is to hunt down androids like himself. And Marcus, who devotes himself to releasing androids from their imprisonment or servitude. And just like Heavy Rain or Indigo Prophecy, the game kind of depends on like what choices you make, what dialogue options you choose. It kind of changes like the narrative, the flow of the story. It looks really impressive, though.
Yeah, it does. Like when they revealed that, not this past year, but the E3 before that, and I was already like, shut up and take my money.
Yep. Yeah, because like because I really like Quantic Dreams games. Like, have you played Heavy Rain?
No, I haven't.
Heavy Rain, it's definitely an interesting concept. Like it's like whole story of like kidnapping, like. How far would you go to save your child? And like the whole movie, well, kind of plays like a movie. Like it's a whole game, you play as 4 different characters, and like whatever like story choices you options you choose, like dialogue options or like whatever choices you make, it dictates like how the story ends. So you can like play it in many different ways and get many different endings, just like this game, Detroit Become Human. So I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, seeing like I'll probably play it like 2 or 3 times to see like just to see all the different endings and whatnot. All the different directions of the story.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. So what you got next?
Next is God of War.
That's on my list, too.
Yeah, man. Kratos, Norse mythology, enough said.
Exactly. Exactly. The previous God of War games have been hits.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the first 2 God of War games. God of War 3 was really fun, although the story was kind of like got a little too ridiculous.
I do want to revisit the first 3 God of War games. I think they have a like compilation game.
Yeah, they do. They do for the
PS4.
I think for the PS3 and PS4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have compilations of like all the like the main 3 games and like the 2 for the PS Vita.
Oh, okay. I just learned that there was a PS Vita Uncharted game.
Or PSP.
PSP, excuse me.
Yeah, I think it was Golden Abyss or something like that. Yeah. It was like a prequel to the first Uncharted game.
I feel like I'm missing out on the story.
Yeah, you're good.
Probably, but still. I became a fan of that game.
Yeah.
That franchise.
Yeah. Since now that I've just beaten Nier Automata finally, awesome game, by the way, I can actually concentrate on playing Uncharted The Lost Legacy.
Dude, you'll get through that in 2 days.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. But yeah, God of War, man, I'm looking forward to that. Originally they were thinking about doing God of War based on Egyptian mythology.
Really?
Yeah, but they decided to go with Norse instead. Because with Egyptian mythology, there's like so many other like people, individuals you could focus on. They'll kind of like distract from Kratos.
Right.
Whereas Norse mythology, you can focus more on him. But hey, I'm looking forward to that. Like Kratos versus Odin or versus Thor.
Oof.
Yeah.
Imagine if that's in freaking God of War 4.
Yeah, man. I'm ready for God of War.
My next one is my last one, so I'll interject with you.
Yeah.
The new Spider-Man game.
Yes.
An open world Spider-Man game. Like I probably won't even like. There'll be so many times where I'll just lose track and just swing around New York like I ain't got nothing else better to do in my life.
Hey, man, that's the dream. I remember Spider-Man 2 for the PS2 had that same concept.
Oh, man. Something like that is definitely overdue.
Yeah.
And Miles is in it.
Oh, that's right. He is.
From one of the trailers that came out.
I think it was one of the E3 trailers.
It had to have been, yeah.
Yeah. open world Spider-Man game. It looks dope too.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and it's coming out this summer, I believe.
Oh my god.
Yo, I know what I'm doing in this summer. So, yeah. Yeah, Spider-Man, it looks great. Insomniac Games, they're a really good developer. So, from even from that footage we just saw of that game, we're expecting dope things.
Exactly.
Swinging off helicopters, skyscrapers, through billboards.
Kingpin's in it.
Yep, running up the side of buildings. What? Yeah, that's what a Spider-Man game should be.
Well, Maximum Carnage was dope back in the day.
Yeah, that and a Separation Anxiety.
Yeah.
I remember those games. I got a few other games on my list. Metro Exodus.
All right.
Yep, it's coming out this fall. It's got a little bit more some more sandbox elements to it, which I'm looking forward to exploring. And plus, the game takes place over the course of 1 year, so it's like it takes place in like post-apocalyptic Russia. So it's got like a dynamic weather system. So like depending on the day and the time of the year in game, like different enemies might come out or different conditions you got to deal with. So it does sound like really intriguing. So I'm looking forward to that because I have the first Metro Redux for the PS4, which has the first two games, which you should definitely check out. Red Dead Redemption 2 coming out this spring. Coming out this spring, Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm looking forward to that. The first Red Dead Redemption game is one of my all-time favorite games for the PS3. Dope story. This one, even though it's a prequel, it just looks so good that this is one prequel I do want to jump in and explore. And Rockstar Studios, they always put out consistent quality no matter what. The Last of Us Part 2, of course, it might possibly come out next year in 2019, but I really want Last of Us Part 2 to come out because that's one of the first games.
That is one of your favorites, huh?
Oh yeah, one of my all-time favorite games, and Part 2 just looks so impressive. If it's just as good as Part 1, I'd be satisfied, but if it's even better, take me to video game church, son. One game that I'm really looking forward to, though, is coming out later this year. It's called Vampire. Have you seen any footage of it?
Mm-mm.
It looks really, really cool. You
Who's
play
developing?
Don't Nod Entertainment.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coming out for the PS4, and it's a game where it's like an open world game. It takes place in like Victorian era London.
All right.
And you play as a guy who's a doctor who's been bitten by a vampire, and throughout the game, like he has to deal with his bloodlust. So you have to go around like killing people, either like sucking their blood, or you can actually play through the whole game without killing anybody, like be a total pacifist. But if you do that, by the end of the game, you'll have so little experience that like it'll be very hard for you to finish the game. So like as you're going around London, you have to determine, okay, I have to like to survive, I have to like suck people's blood to sustain myself. So do you kill innocent people, or what you do is you can actually talk to people, follow them around, see what they're about, like see if this person's like good enough to spare, to keep alive, or bad enough to kill. Like,
in a way, it kind of makes you want to like play the game twice. Just go ahead, just start killing people and stuff, and go through the game like that. Or you can actually say, you know what, I'm gonna try to do it. Try to challenge yourself and actually do it without killing people.
Yeah.
And making it just much more harder for yourself.
Yeah.
And actually trying to say, you know what, maybe I can actually try to beat this game like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and plus
I can see you doing that, but you probably nah.
I mean, I'll probably like do a balance, like kill a few people here and there just to like get ahead a little. But I wonder if there's like maybe alternatives to getting blood, like maybe like you kill animals, or if like you go to like blood banks or suppositories or whatever.
Yeah, they probably would have that.
Yeah, or something like that. But it sounds like a really interesting concept, and I think it's coming out maybe later this year in the fall. It's Vampire with a Y, Vampyr.
Okay.
So that's what I'm looking forward to, probably the most. So hopefully it turns out great, because it sounds like a really unique concept for a game.
All right.
And last but not least, it's coming out this May 25th, Dark Souls Remastered.
You've always been a fan of that franchise.
I have, like, more so Bloodborne. Mm-hmm. I do have Dark Souls 3, which I'm still playing every now and then, but I haven't played the first two games. But apparently From Software has remastered the first game in the series, so yeah, I'll check it out. I mean, if hopefully it takes like Dark Souls 3's engine and kind of transfers it to the first game, then I'll be more like in tune to play it.
All right.
Yeah. So those are the games I'm looking forward to. Oh, and also one more. I almost forgot. It's a Souls-like game, but it's also made by Bandai Namco Studios.
Okay.
Code Vein.
Go ahead, elaborate.
Code Vein. It's a game that's gameplay wise, it's similar to Dark Souls, and it kind of takes place in like a post-apocalyptic version of the world. Where basically, like monsters like roam the streets, and it kind of has like a anime visual style, like as far as like their character models are concerned. So as you're walking around, you have different like big swords, weapons. You level up your character, kind of very similar to a Dark Souls game.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to that one too, because that one really catches my attention. That's actually coming out later this year.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So that's it. That's it on my end.
Yeah, I'm all set for mine. So, ready for question of the week?
Yes, I am.
All right. So last week's question of the week was, what was the worst superhero movie of all time? And okay, we just got a few. In.
Okay.
Mostly for our Instagram, we got. Wait, I clicked on the wrong picture. All right, for our Instagram, No Snapback says the Hulk with Eric Bana. That was actually on last night,
Oh wow.
and I didn't even bother to watch it.
Yeah, didn't age well. I can tell you that.
It didn't, only two. What? Nah, didn't age well at all. Like probably a year or two, and we were done.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Phoenix Horizon 614 says Daredevil with Ben Affleck. Same as mine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Jim Savard says Ghost Rider 2, the very first Fantastic Four, and Batman and Robin,
Yeah.
a.k.a. Bat Nipples.
Yup. Batman and Robin is unwatchable.
Right. The resident supervillain, John Aponic, says, you'd probably expect me to say Thor 2 or Iron Man 2. While Batman and Robin was awful, it was hilarious. Recently showed Jessica Concussion, the basketball scene from Catwoman for a laugh. Instead, it was awkward, bad, and a reminder of how painful this film truly is.
Yeah. So is Catwoman? Yeah. That basketball scene was oof.
Didn't even make it to that part.
Yeah, I suffered the indignity of watching that whole film, man.
So it was The Cell with Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
And then Jessica Concussion says, Elektra. But all the previous comments work too.
Yeah, I heard Elektra was not very good either.
Okay. So I didn't even bother watching it.
Me neither.
I was so mortified with Daredevil that I was like, yep, I'm
Yeah.
not even going to give it a shot.
Yeah.
So this week's question of the week. Who was your favorite unappreciated hero?
Favorite unappreciated hero. Man, I gotta really think about that one.
I would have to go with the Rocketeer.
Oh, okay.
Rocketeer was an interesting character that never just really got love.
Yeah, that was a cool movie.
It was for what? It was like 90,
I think it was
90?
1990, 1991.
Something like
Yeah.
that, around that time.
Yeah, I do remember the Super Nintendo game.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I was very little by then, but he had a little jetpack, so whenever I had put my book back on, I had a crazy imagination as a kid. I became the Rocketeer.
Yeah. And you gotta admit, his helmet was pretty cool too.
It was. It was.
You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing a Rocketeer reboot.
Me neither.
Yeah. Listen, somebody get on that. It could be a Netflix series too, or on a streaming platform. Something.
I would settle for a movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
A series would run its course really fast, though.
Yeah. Kind of. Well, it kind of.
I think within this day and age.
Well, kind of depends. Like maybe let's say like you did like maybe like 3 seasons, like 6 episodes each.
Okay, that could work.
Yeah.
Or possibly animated.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, even better. Yeah. For me, unappreciated hero, I'm gonna go with the Phantom.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Really?
I knew it.
Yo, the Phantom. I mean, he's a really good superhero. Especially like my favorite iteration of the Phantom is Phantom 2040.
Right.
Yeah, and also I I really appreciate the Billy Zane movie from '96. It's a good movie, people. Go watch The Phantom with Billy Zane, '96, also starring Catherine Zeta-Jones. It's a fun '90s adventure
Is
movie.
Billy Zane still making movies?
Like direct-to-video joints.
Okay.
At best. Yeah. I think he peaked with Titanic, and then that was it.
Yeah, that's all I remember him from.
Yeah. But-
Really remember him from.
Yeah. But yeah, The Phantom, man. If you can find the Blu-ray, which I think is out of print, it's like $30-something bucks. But the DVD is readily available.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be on our social medias within a day or two. Also, you can email us your answers at codexpinepodcast@gmail.com.
Word.
And you can find us everywhere else: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, iTunes. Leave us a 5-star review. SoundCloud, Google Play,
YouTube. Yep. Yeah, we're pretty much everywhere. Yeah, we got some big things on the horizon. Yes, and yeah, as always, tune in next week. We're gonna bring some more podcast hot fire for y'all. Also, the week after, which is the January 20 something or other. Let me see. Let's bring up the calendar real quick.
The week after is the 30th.
Yep, the 30th. We'll be talking about WrestleMania. Not WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, which is the road to WrestleMania.
Yes.
So we talk about
returning guest, everyone's favorite, Adrian Price will be back for that one.
Yes, he will be back. Where we will agree to disagree on Roman Reigns.
Yeah, you definitely.
Let's see. Speaking of which, real quick on the Royal Rumble, who do you predict will win the men's Royal Rumble?
You know who I actually have my money on? The Miz.
The Miz. I mean, he's had a dope 2017.
Exactly. Like, why not keep that momentum going?
You know, that's a good choice. For me, I'm gonna go with either Shinsuke Nakamura, so he can face Styles, or Finn Balor. But
Shinsuke is going to be what everybody wants that they're not going to give him.
Yeah, watch the Royal Rumble turn heel for like the 5th year in a row.
Probably.
Yeah, and as far as the women's Royal Rumble, Asuka.
Yeah.
Yeah, it only makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a Ronda Rousey like cameo.
Oh yeah, yeah, indeed. But yeah, we'll be talking about that as well as I think there's going to be a takeover pay-per-view as well.
I believe so too.
Yep. So if there's a takeover pay-per-view during Royal Rumble weekend, we'll talk about that too on the 30th. But next week, like I said, we'll bring some more hot nerd culture goodness. You know, we do it big. We do it big. So once again, we thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. And as always, we will catch you on the flip. Peace out, nerds.
Later.